Welcome back, everyone, to another market closing live stream. A couple housekeeping things. Right after this video, after this live stream, I'll be posting a video on my take as far as how long this sort of pain in the market's going to last, this particular pain that we're seeing, especially around higher PE stocks and SPACs. So that's scheduled to post around 1:15 California time. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be really good after this. And then after this, we also have an interview with some of you invest in this stock. It is the CEO of the Very Good Foods company. They're a bean-based food supplier, so it'll be very interesting. Frozen foods, bean-based. It'll be a very fun conversation. I'm excited to be enlightened. All right, folks, let's go ahead and take a peek at what the heck is going on in this disaster of a market. Pretty much anything SPAC. I mean, do we even have to look? If it's SPAC, associated with a SPAC, associated with low earnings now, it's getting SPAC spanked. And that's pretty much what we're seeing consistently now. So we have ZOM down. Oh yeah, and anything momentum. If it is momentum, it is a spankadoodle. It's been pretty intense as well. So and then of course we have cryptos on the move. We'll take a look at Dogecoin really quick. So Bitcoin is at 63,200. I'm gonna grab Doge here really quick. Doge at 0.17 now. That is absolutely unreal. The thing has just exploded, absolutely exploded in the last bit here. That's incredible. Yeah, because we were down. I'm going to go back a month ago. Gosh, we were doing, oh my gosh, we're up almost triple. That's incredible, 183%. Really incredible move on the Dogecoin. So let's focus, though, right now on stocks. We've got ZOM. Again, anything momentum-based, just getting decimated. ZOM down 14.5%. Virgin Galactic, 14.09. Quantum down almost that 1337 level there. But yeah, that's riding on top of a short seller report. It's also part of the momentum group here, just getting absolutely wrecked. We've got a Gevo 1229, Vuzi down 11%, Canoes down 10%, MP Materials. What MP Materials is down 9%. And anything associated with SPACs just getting wrecked. And it doesn't even make sense. I mean, you've got like EV manufacturers, you've got a mining company, you got battery, you got renewables. I mean, it's all of these different types of things. Doesn't matter. SPAC, bad. Asian, lately, bad. Li Auto, Xpeng, Neo, just destruction. I mean, Li Auto's down 7.4% right now. Rite Aid's down 8% for some reason. We've got SunPower's down. Arcimoto's down, almost back at $11 there. We got Churchill. Churchill for a brief moment there. Look at that. Hit 1982 for a hot moment there. And did pop back up over 20.3. Sundial down at 85 cents. GameStop. Oh gosh, it feels like it's almost like anything Wall Street Bets has touched is just selling off today. And that's not a slam on Wall Street Bets. Just say, if Wall Street Bets has mentioned it, it is red today, with the exception of AMC coming off some positive commentary from the CEO, up 5.4%. That's really a big exception here, but otherwise, momentum stocks just getting crushed. A Nano Dimension back to $7. Jeez. Plug Power. And honestly, you have to give that CEO some credit. That CEO, every time that stock would go up over a Nano Dimension, he would just issue new shares. And it was so smart because it's almost like, he's looking at it going, well, I know this pricing is temporary. I may as well just milk it, raise more money for the company, and then we have more money to invest. And that's exactly what he did. Honestly, kind of brilliant. So what else do we have here? All right. So there's a notification that just came through from Bloomberg that JP Morgan plans to sell $13 billion worth of bonds, setting a record for the largest bond sale ever from a bank. That's interesting to me, especially since at the same time we are seeing bond yields fall. So I do wonder how this notice of sale is going to affect the bond market. I wouldn't be shocked to see a quick increase in the 10-year yield. We were at 1.53 this morning. Let's take a quick peek here. 1.54 now. So we did go up a little bit. Let's go to the 3-day here. Let's get this out of the way. All these pop-ups are really annoying. Oh, come on, please just go away. There we go. Yeah. We did just get a little bit of a tick up there on that news of the JP Morgan bond sale. But I mean, look at the trajectory. Otherwise, we're seeing the trajectory of bond deals is just absolutely plummeting. Yeah, on the news of this JPM deal, though, bond deals are ticking up. We're going to be over 1.55 here in just a moment. We'll see if that ends up putting any pressure on stocks that are already getting pressured. All right, what else do we have here? Plug Power, Blink, Chargers getting wrecked. XL Fleet, destruction. It's not only under $7, it's at like $6.58 now. Jeez, man, this thing's like XL Fleet feels like it's going to zero. Just how intense this sell-off has been. Arcimoto, $11. Gosh, you know, the bummer about this is if the stocks did not, or the companies did not well capitalize before this sort of sell-off period here, it's going to be very, very difficult to raise money with how low pricing has gone. So it really begs the question of, wow, you know, are companies like Arcimoto going to get a little left behind because they're not able to raise as much capital as efficiently anymore as their share price is falling? We'll see. We will see. All right, let's keep going here. So what else? NGA 15, Enphase 145. Fiskars down 4% to 1362. Oh my gosh, any car manufacturer that's not delivering cars right now, sell is basically what's happening. I'm not saying you should sell. That's essentially what's happening. I mean, it's tough. They even got QuantumScape up here now. Let's listen to this.
Bonds for you. Yields lower across the board. This has been helpful. When you look at the rally in technology, growth and momentum names all higher as the 10-year yield.
There's that 1.55 on the 10-year. Have they not heard about the JPM sell yet?
At 178 level a few weeks ago, where it was near the 1-year highs. We'll be right back.
Yeah, still slowly ticking up a little bit there on the 10-year because of that JPM sale. So keep an eye on news here. Goldman is calling for oil demand to peak sooner rather than later. A lot of folks investing in oil might be curious to investigate that. Anywho, Palantir back to essentially 23 there. We've got Coinbase negative on the day. Whoa, look at that. We hit 320. How low did we get? We got to 317. Oh my gosh. 321. Ooh, almost hit my execution price. I don't actually have my limit set right now, so it wouldn't have happened if we hit it, but we didn't hit it. It was just a day order limit, but we'll keep an eye on this. Yesterday, we did rally into the close. Wouldn't be surprised if we rally into the close again today. We do have 21 minutes to go. Voyager Digital, by the way, went on CNBC. They got a little bit of a pump out of that. Jim Cramer says Robin Hooders shouldn't hate on him. Yeah, it's kind of Robin Hooders and Wall Street bettors getting screwed right now. Just getting wrecked. Voyager CEO saved the day on CNBC. Yeah, I saw his segment. He was really enthusiastic on there. And he's pretty enthusiastic when he, because I've interviewed him twice. He's a great guy. Really think wonderful dude. But yeah, you know, you definitely had some momentum after that segment. A little bit, not too terribly much. This market's been pretty brutal here. 1274 on Matterport. Open Doors down. Another SPAC. SPAC down. Clover. Gosh, Clover's at $7.30. Some of these numbers are just getting ugly. Walgreens down 1.3%. Not suffering the way that Rite Aid is suffering. Tattooed Chef down 1%. Penn Gaming down at 99.77. I said there was a chance this was going to be under 100, and it went under 100. Still waiting for Lemonade to hit 80 though. So what else here? AT&T, good old trusty AT&T, still at $29. It'll never leave $29. Tesla's actually up today, which Tesla being up like 0.5% probably means my entire portfolio is green. Oh, that's pretty bad. I really, I don't know. I don't know. I should have balanced way before, but obviously I'm grateful I didn't. But yeah, a little overweight Tesla. But I just can't bring myself to sell any. There is no sell button. When I click on Tesla, it doesn't exist. It's gone. This is not even a consideration. I don't even go looking for it. Like, I won't even click on it now to go look for it because I don't even think those thoughts. It's crazy. Bumble, how has Bumble been since IPO? So Bumble had its IPO, and Weeble wants to bug out on us. Yeah, there we go. So on IPO day, we closed at $74 essentially. We hit a low of 57.4, and we're currently sitting at 60. So we are below IPO on Bumble. Still sitting, I can't believe it, at 220 on Etsy. That one's just not going down. Home Depot's not going down. Pinterest is not going down. Here's that short report on QuantumScape.
Scorpion claims, quote, the company is no different than other recently exposed SPAC promotions and EV frauds, and goes on to say the CEO seems to be furiously pumping the stock on TV at every chance. We, of course, reached out to QuantumScape for comment, still awaiting the response. It is having an impact. The stock down double digits.
No, they didn't accept my interview.
Galactic also sinking on news. Richard Branson has sold more than $150 million worth of the company's stock over the past 3 days. Branson's sale comes about a month after Virgin Galactic chairman Chamath Palihapitiya sold his remaining personal stake in the company as well. Virgin Galactic trading down 13.5%.
Yeah.
Wilfred.
Still with just, 18 minutes left and a very strong set of markets. We will discuss shares of...
Yeah, you gotta love it. I tell you, you want to get rich? IPO something. IPO or SPAC something. You don't have to be a good investor. You just have to IPO or SPAC a bunch of stuff. Boom. Take your tendies and leave. Leave everybody in the dust. You don't have to talk to people about the daily fluctuations. You just SPAC something and leave them all in the dust. It's such a bullcrap business, but it's the way it works. It's all under the guise of, oh, well, hey, the little guy gets access to pre-IPO stuff that way, basically. He gets to participate early. Yeah. Except the difference is when you get into stuff pre-market, you have no idea what the price fluctuation is day to day, and you can't sell, or it's harder to sell. When you when you get into a SPAC, you get to suffer through all them fluctuations. Peloton's actually up today, 145. I tell you, I tried the Peloton again yesterday. It was fun. It was fun. I did like a 30-minute class on it. You'll never guess my name on Peloton. But anyway, it was fun. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So what else here? Sprout, Physical Silver, Amazon and Apple. Quite frankly, they're the reason, in my opinion, the indices are doing so well. It's when you pull up Doge, well, I did already. So, but yeah, Peloton, Amazon and Apple, Facebook, let's see how Google is. Where's Alphabet? These guys have actually been doing very, very well. And one of the reasons is their multiples just aren't as high as the other stocks, the other tech stocks. Google, Alphabet, these are like 30 to 40 PEs relative to some of the craziness of some of the higher flying tech names. And I think that's why you're seeing this green over here. Same thing with AMD, NVIDIA. These are just not as pricey of companies. Redfin's up, Spotify's up, Snowflake's up, PayPal, CrowdStrike. ChargePoint's actually up. It's one of the chargers that's up. Big G Digital Assets talked to the CEO yesterday. Great guy. Great conversation, too. Really, it opens your eyes up a little bit about the power there. Let's see. Sometimes I want to sell everything and just keep Apple. Yeah, the problem is you'd be selling everything else in the whole to buy something that has really not moved, right? And it's sure it's a lot more comfortable. Like the swings at Apple are nothing compared to the swings you see at some of the other companies where it's just like down after down after down. And even Square. Another one to me that's not a SPAC that's oversold, Ubiquity. Ubiquity, it's had an insane run. Okay, so we have to be aware of that. Oh yeah, we got to look at Coinbase again in a minute. But it's had an insane run. Let's just zoom out here for a moment. Really good run. Let's see. That takes us to December. December brings us. It's so slow to scroll. You got to make it a little faster to scroll. We need scrolling music. You should start a SPAC channel and get them off and ask them real questions. Well, I would like to get them on and ask them real questions, but they didn't even want to come onto this channel. What makes me think if I start a new channel with no subscribers, it's gonna work? Yeah, I mean they've just been growing. See, look at this since 2018. Here, we can even just go to the week chart. Should have done that. Look at that growth. I mean, sure, it's gone a little parabolic here during the pandemic, but just really consistent growth. Awesome for Ubiquity here. I gotta finish my deep dive on Ubiquity. Got that right here. I'll make another little note on that. UI. It's just a great acronym. Anywho. Alrighty. Let's take a look. Bind some elevator music to your wheel mouse. Oh, right. That'd be perfect. Yeah, I touched on Nano Dimension. Yeah. All right. Okay. So where were we? Well, let's tune in here to these folks.
I'm not adding to positions, but I feel really good about my kind of combination of the economically sensitive names to benefit as the economy improves. I also own a whole ton of reopen names, even though they've had a nice run from the lows. I still think that's a place where you want to be, but I also still like secular tech. Super excited that healthcare is finally leading, at least for the day anyway. And I think a lot of that was Thermo Fisher buying PPD for $17 billion, which didn't get a lot of coverage. And of course, you also had United Healthcare blow away numbers and raise guidance. In this environment, it's hard to see anybody raising guidance materially, and they are. But as to your point, we talk about data all the time, and we really got absolutely incredible data across the spectrum. That's not really a surprise, right? We've been talking about the stimulus kicking in, and we're now starting to see the results. Retail sales, I look at the control number, that goes right into GDP at 14.2%, and you are 11.5% above pre-pandemic trends in retail sales. That's remarkable. And then to your point on initial claims, yeah, we're back to levels not seen since.
I noticed that as well. It did sound a little shaky there for a moment. It's kind of like, is she like falling apart on the inside? What happened there?
On record. So all this data is really good. It's not surprising. We talked about all the stimulus hitting GDP and improving GDP and improving earnings. We're off to a great start in terms of earnings. We'll watch the reactions for sure. But again, I think you still want to have a bit of a barbell in terms of owning some cyclicals and some secular growth. I think I'm really excited for next week because we get a whole bunch more in terms of earnings, and we'll hear what the companies have to say directly.
We're not done with talking about this week's earnings, though, yet, Steph. But, Mike, very quickly, as we sit, by the way, at session highs, all of the major averages up more than 1%. It's kind of perfect today. Great data, good for the cyclicals, and yields lower, good for the more richly valued stocks. But why are yields falling today?
Well, that's a good question. That seems to be mostly about.
We're going to pull back on the yields here for a while. Hold on.
Believing that they were going to be headed higher. So I don't think it's just short covering in bonds, but it's definitely people feeling underinvested. Also, the great.
I'm going to pull back on this for a moment. It's very interesting. I mean, let's do a quick little search here. Dow Jones, type that in here. So the Dow's up. Yeah, they're right. About 1%. It's at 34,000. You've got the, if you just type in the index name and then stocks after it, gives you a price. S&P 500 is up 1.14. NASDAQ. I know this is like a really lazy way to do it. I could have it pulled up. 1.64 on the NASDAQ. So you've got all like the economy's doing great. Indices are doing great. But like half of this market sucks real bad. All right. And it totally makes you like you would not be crazy to have this feeling of like, why am I in these stocks? Why don't I sell and move over to some of the other things? A lot of people feeling that way. And I think that feeling is actually accelerating people leaving specifically these companies and hopping on over. So let's see here. Hold on. Oh. Hold on one second. Okay. So anywho, yeah, so fuel cell, yeah, I mean, certainly what I would be looking at is of these in here, I'd be asking myself, which of these do I think are going to be winners in the short term? I shouldn't say short term, medium term, right? The next 1 to 2 years. Where are we going to start seeing winners sprout amongst some of these stocks? And so that's probably the mindset I would have amongst these. Like, for example, GHVI is caught up in this disaster. It's only down 1%, but it's caught up in the disaster nonetheless, the SPAC disaster. For me, that's something, no doubt in my mind, medium to long term, boom, big money printer. At 12 bucks, we're gonna once this done SPACing, and once we get out of this whole SPAC wreck and people sort out and go, well, those are the good SPACs and those are the bad SPACs. Matterport's gonna be a big winner here, my expectation, but it's gonna take some time. It might take it could take 3 months, it could take 6 months. I'm leaning more towards 6 months. So, but then something, this is something that could be very profitable in the next 1 or 2 years. Something like QuantumScape, it's going to be more like a 24-25 event. Something like Plug Power could be closer to the end of the decade. And some of these, I think, are just a little ahead of their time because of that. The charging company, like a Blink, you got to be comfortable with the valuation, but probably more likely to come back a little sooner. Like Neo as well, Neo Enphase, Fisker, and some of these probably more near-term beneficiaries. Let's see what else here. Walgreens down 1.35. FRX under $10 a share, which is what the pipe is paying for that merger, Beachbody merger. So we are 8 minutes away from the closing. We actually got Tesla rallying a bit here. And see, this is really where we're kind of reiterating. Well, we expect Tesla to have good earnings and profits within the next 1 to 2 years, right? So it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing a move in Tesla here to the upside. Where's coins? Let's see. Etsy's up 1% as well today. Sorry, coin, not with the S. There we go. Coin. So red candle sticking here. Let's see if this thing crashes into the close here. If I can get this at 115, that would be the low of the day, and it would be very, very close to support of 310. In fact, let's just go ahead and set a limit here, which we can then always drag. I'm going to triple check my limit, though, because sometimes I screw up. Let's go at 250. Okay. Get rid of the stop loss limit. Yes. Okay. Let's double check. Right. You got to put in your trading password. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, limit. I guess there was no double check window. Oh, well. So we'll leave that right here, and we'll see if we could trend down to that. Probably would need a big private sale to come through to grab this. Someone is talking about Disney. Disney's phenomenal. I love Disney. Disney's a good one. Let's see here. What's Disney doing? Disney's only at 186. Take a listen in on here to earnings. We're going to keep an eye on coin too.
That you get from Pepsi over many years is great when things look rough and earnings growth is scarce. It just isn't necessarily something people are going to rush to right now. So I think it's much more about, style and fashion in terms of where investors are with the marginal dollar, as opposed to anything Pepsi is or isn't positioned for as a company.
Shares of Delta under pressure after reporting a larger than expected quarterly loss. Phil LeBeau spoke to the company's CEO and joins us now with the highlights. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Wilf, the Q1 numbers from Delta, worse than expected, but not by a huge amount. They lost $3.55 a share. That works out to a loss of just under $1.2 billion. But the focus, not just for Delta, but for the entire sector is, what do we see for Q2, especially as more vaccinations take place, as more people decide they want to take a trip? Here's the guidance from Delta. Pre-tax income loss of between $1 and $1.5 billion. That is a little greater than some analysts expected. That partially explains why shares of Delta under pressure. Capacity down 40%, revenue down 50% in the second quarter. Remember, the third row, or the middle row, I should say, is blocked on Delta flights through the end of this month.
Let's take a look and see how the airlines are reacting to this news. We do have some more red candlesticking coming into Coinbase here. I think we really are going to have to see a big sell order come in to push me down to get us to pick me up at 315. Probably have to see a big order come in, you know, maybe an insider order or something like that, and it would have to like push me down temporarily and then pull me back up, so to speak. So somebody's asking about Go EV. You know, I'm okay on Go EV. It's not like it's a tiny little spec position that I got at 950. It's at 830 now, so it's down $1. But I think I got like 42K or something like that in it. Which keep in mind, relative to portfolio size, it's very small. I don't have the highest conviction there. I can't even say I have high conviction there. It's more of a like a medium term swing. Yeah, it's not like a day trade or a week. Okay, so we have here big digital 14%, AMC, one of the only momentum trades that I see that's actually doing very well right now. Nvidia kicking, bought Salesforce. I wonder if Salesforce is going to start turning around. They've been stuck between 220 and 330 for a very long time. Let's go out to the week here. So this is the week data here. Oh, and we were going to look at airlines too. Yeah. See, they had this incredible run up to like 288 as a high, 250 to 260. They've really been stuck around this 230, 220 to 235-ish range for a while. I wanted to see those airlines. So where do we have the airlines? Let's look at Delta. We've got Delta's down 2.8. American Airlines, AAL, 1.2. What about Southwest? How's Southwest doing? Southwest only down 1/3%. And save for Spirit. Spirit's actually not bad either. Spirit's only down 2/10. Okay, we're looking for coin. We were waiting for that. Nope, didn't get it. Darn it. Yeah, like I said, we really needed a big sell volume to push this down to that 315 range. We're very close, though, obviously. I think I'm just being a little fussy, not wanting to buy it for $7 more a share. So let's see here. Okay, yeah, you can't compare Voyager at $21 to Coinbase at 322 because it all comes down to you know, not only a number of users but number of shares. I mean, you could issue you could just issue 500 million more shares of Tesla, and the share price of Tesla would plummet substantially. It doesn't make it a cheaper company. All it means is more shares, right? So, yeah, be careful just comparing prices. Price of a company doesn't make it cheap or expensive. Just because you could do splits, you could do so many different things. All right, so, well, we are 2 minutes away from the closing bell here now. We have, we're not going to get a pickup on coin. Virgin Galactic is leading losses, followed by Zom, Fuel Cell, Quantum, and Gevo. These guys plummeting. Absolutely all of the momentum trades just getting destroyed. I don't see any love going into the close here. Barely any love going into the close on any of these. That's not good. It is not good. Everything is just getting mixed into this bag of pain. That's what it is. It's a bag of pain. With the exception of big digital assets. CEO interview yesterday was fun. All right, let's get ready for the closing bell in 20 seconds. Queuing up for it. Somebody says, I got some Apple options expiring the 23rd of April. Oh, man. I don't know. Take my attendees, man.
In the red. Energy's down 0.9%. Financials just negative. A lot of those banks that were in the red for most of the session just climbing to being closer to flat, though. Bank of America still down 2.9%. Oil up a little bit. Gold, as Mike said, up 1.7%. At the close, Sarah up 1.1% for the S&P 500, 0.9% for the Dow. The NASDAQ up 1.3%.
Somebody says they went all in on Gevo. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Anytime you go all in on a momentum stock, you could get screwed-doodied. And that's not good. You gotta be very, very, very careful with the momentum stocks. Generally, the momentum stocks, and if you follow this channel for a while, you'll notice that about me. The momentum stocks I put very little money in, like Microvision, Oh, I put 70K into Microvision. I traded that one though, and as soon as it tripled, I took my 240K out, which was awesome. That was awesome. But I mean, Microvision now is in the toilet right now. It's not as low as it was when I originally bought it. I bought it at $7, 7 something. But the point is, yeah, the momentum trades, they're great when they're hot, but when they're not, man, they can kill you fast. I mean, Plug Power is down. I mean, it went from 75 to 25. What is that? Or 26? 26 divided by 75. Oh my gosh, it's down to 35% of its value previously. These are huge, massive swings. And this is what's very important to remember. When price goes up really fast, it can go down really fast. Momentum trades can do that. The best time to buy, in my opinion, a stock is after it's been selling off, right? Like in my opinion, give me more GHVI. I'm a little filled up right now with shares just in general because I want to get my margin down. But this is the weekly basis. I mean, it's at bottoms for a weekly trend basis, and certainly we'll see the same thing if we zoomed out on the day. But let's zoom out a little more here. There we go. Then we can look at some of the other ones as well. Right? I like these low prices. I bought this dip. I bought very early over here, and then I bought this dip, and I've kind of been nibbling on this dip over here. I like that. I like low. It's just less risky. The potential downside is lower. It's much more risky if you're like, oh, it's running, it's going over 20 or whatever, and then you get caught up in the big momentum, because that's where the big hurt can come. Look at Nvidia on the day charts here. See, I mean, look, as much as I like Nvidia, it's not something I'm jumping up and down about plowing money into right now with its latest love that it's been getting. AMD's kind of been sitting around this 80. It's been really range bound between 75 and 85 there, pretty much. So yeah, buy Nikola and fuel cell. Yeah, I mean, there you go for momentum stocks. NEO, on the other hand, just getting destroyed as part of this mess here. Oh, look at that open today. Jeez, pretty bad. And NEO hit a low there of 35.29. Let's see how coin is doing. Yeah, my NEO position on Webull is upside down. Let's see here. Nope, we never got close on coin. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this for now, because I like to always be around paying attention to these. Did I cancel? There it is. Okay, that's gone. There we go. All right, so how did everything close? Let's figure out how to close. All right. How did we close today? Well, we look at the all stocks, and Virgin Galactic's down 14%, Zom 13%, Fuel Cell 12.4%, QuantumScape, Gevo 12%, Vuzi 10%, Nikola. I can't believe Nikola's still over $10. $9.53. Canoe is at $8.36. MP Material, $31.62. Somebody mentioned they had a secondary priced at $32, and so now it's nicely below that. No kidding. Uh-oh. That's not good. Hold on. We'll come right back to that. We'll jump on over here really quick. That's from the live stream earlier. Of course, remember live stream, but it looks like I just lost my HDMI for a second on here, so we'll be right back on there. We'll just tune in here for a moment.
That was all discounted in, so this might have been, sell the rumor and buy the news. And now that we're getting the news of the good data, it's what.
Okay, we're back into Webull. So we see the 10 years ticked up a little bit, kind of as we were expecting to get to that 1.55, tick up a little bit more on that talk about JP Morgan dumping a bunch of bonds. Plug Power, 8% loss. Microvision, also 8%. Workhorse, XL Fleet, Churchill, Naked, Rite Aid, Blink, all in the 7% category. Here are 6% losers. Gosh, I feel like I'm like reading off like graduation names or like all right, in the class of whatever we've got in the class of 6. SunPower, Nano Dimension, Li Auto, Hyliion, GameStop, Arcimoto, Tuscan Holdings, Golden Nugget, and Silver Spike all down 6%. Luminar and these others down 5% here. Sundial, Electromechanica, SOS, Luminar. We've got, despite the CNBC appearance, down 5% on Voyager Digital, BNGO, Fisker, NGA, Shift, OGI, Xpeng, Genius, Express, Riot, Enphase, all down 4%. Be interviewing the CEO of Very Good Foods. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec, because I just have to give somebody a number really quick. But yeah, I'll be interviewing the CEO of Very Good Foods at 2 p.m. All right, let's see here. Okay, this is really annoying. Sorry, I'm trying to get this number here, but I can't because iPhone is not syncing with it. Sometimes I want to throw my Apple products out of the window, yet I still support Apple products. And then I get convinced that all my Apple problems will be solved if I just buy a new Apple product. Yeah, oops. Even gone. So, all right, moving on. Neo 35. We hit lower numbers, by the way, on Neo. On Neo, we got as low as, how low did we get on Neo? Yeah, look at that. We hit 31 at one point on Neo for a moment there. That was the beginning of March. Yeah, Planet's down 3%, Nordstrom down 3%, Norwegian 3%. C3 AI. Oh, C3 AI was almost making it seem like it was going to trend up. Been watching you since the early real estate days. UK-based fan. Thoughts on copper and mining plays? Yeah, look, a lot of people plowing into the commodities right now. I'm just clueless about the commodities. I've got no competitive advantage. I have no idea which company to say is better than the others. I also think prices have gone up a lot, so it's riskier to get into those because prices have gone up. So for me personally, when I hear commodities, giddy up, horsey, and go find something else. But again, that's just my ignorance, my cluelessness in that sector. Apple Car, yeah. FRX CEO reached out to me on Twitter. Really? Well, I'd be happy to talk to them. How did they reach out to me on Twitter? I'll have to figure that out. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. Maybe ask them to message me. I'll look though. All right, keep it moving on. Palantir, 2.32, Marathon, GTech, Coinbase goes to 325. We've got United Airlines down 1.41 and 0.11 after hours. So now we're really getting into our 1% losers here and getting to the green side. So looking at the green side, big digital assets really led the way today with an 11% gain. AMC on positive, CEO comments very nicely up. We've got Roblox and Upstart, AMD, these folks up. Let's go ahead and take a peek and listen in on Bank of America here, and let's pull up what other top news is going on as well.
At some point, we'll help their bottom line, and we hold them. And we're very excited about the sector for now.
Steph, I know you hold Morgan Stanley, who report tomorrow. Do you wish you held Goldman Sachs after yesterday?
Yeah, because Goldman was tremendous. It was absolutely a stellar report across the board, and they beat, especially in their global markets. I mean, FICC and equity trading. I mean, those numbers were just astounding, and they clearly are taking market share. But I think more a bit different animal, right? Because, and we've talked about this, it's more of like a wealth management piece, which I like. They do have the institutional side and the capital markets, which I like, but they also are doing a lot in terms of M&A and Eaton Vance and E-Trade, and I think there's a lot of synergies that they can acquire. I think he's really decided that he wants to diverse in this.
Oh man, look at Doge. It's at 0.19. That's incredible. 0.19. It is up now 233% in the past month. That's nuts. Look at this. Look at the Dogecoin. You can't even see it. It's so high, you can't even see it. That's crazy. Let's go to the week. Look at that week chart. Woo! Like this was on its way to the moon. And this was really incredible. Now it's to the moon. That's actually even a little cut off over there. You can't even see the moon over here because it's doing so well. It's so high. It's just up. It's pretty incredible. Let's look at the BTC while we're here. BTC sitting at 63.5. Crypto just doing very, very well. Very, very well. Very, very well. All right, folks. Let's jump on. What is this? Robinhood responds to something? Let's listen to this.
Companies in a certain sector is not a recommendation, they say. So a nod there from Robinhood as being a self-directed broker. They go on to say that the complaint reflects, quote, the old way of thinking that new, younger, and more diverse investors don't have a place in the market. By trying to block Robinhood, the division is attempting to bring its residents back in time and reinstate the financial barriers that Robinhood was founded to break down. So painting the regulators as sort of old school here. And out of touch, they say that they're going to fight this in court. They welcome the opportunity to correct the record. Massachusetts regulators had originally argued back in December that Robinhood was gamifying the market and luring in some of those newer investors. They also say that they failed to meet their fiduciary responsibilities. Guys, back to you.
Kate, interesting one, developing, lots more to come, no doubt. Thank you. We'll have to leave it there for the Market Zone today. Steph, Ernesto, Jim, thank you all for joining us. Much appreciated, as ever.
Thanks, Will.
Up next, Charles Schwab, Chief Investment Strategist Lizanne Saunders on whether companies will be able to beat earnings expectations.
Okay, we're going to pull down off this, and let's see if Fox has anything to say for us here. Let's see. Kudlow, border wall, what do we got?
Sanctity of our contracts. They did the words on the page of the Constitution mean what they say.
Oh,
the words in the Bill of
about the Supreme Court. Pack in the court. So we're going to have an argument about border wall. Pack in the court now. Okay. How about Bloomberg? Crypto ride continues. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I would like to listen to this. All right. 1 second here. Oh, yep, that would help. Here we go. Let's listen to the crypto ride continues.
And B, that there's no, there's no intrinsic value. Skeptics, and I guess I would count myself among them, would point to the lack of intrinsic value as a demerit. But the nice thing, if you're speculating on it, is it can go wherever it wants.
Yeah.
The price is set completely by the marginal buyer. So if Microsoft were trading at a PE of 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever, you could easily say, well, I don't know what the right price is, but that ain't it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a great point, Cameron. And I do want, I mean, that's obviously providing a lot of the lift here because you can basically will this to be whatever you want it to be and put whatever valuation you want it to be. But when does that come back, if at all, to bite it?
Well, I mean, I think we saw that at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. Insofar as this is driven exclusively by demand and by the flow of money. Well, if something happens to reverse that flow of money, then obviously it can go very, very go down a lot more than you might think. But the question then becomes what would cause that? Right now, the government is throwing money at most of the population. The Fed is helping to keep
kind of a generic argument here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull off. Let's go check just the after hours here. Keep in mind what's on deck. In about 45 minutes, I'm going to be interviewing the CEO of the Very Good Food Company, which we've actually had their ticker on here. And they are right, where are they? I swear they're on here somewhere. Is it The Very? I don't know where they went anywhere. They're gone. Well, their ticker was on here. And we'll be interviewing them. And immediately after, there it is, The Very Good Food, $3.69. So we'll be interviewing that CEO. It'll be an interesting penny stock interview, I think. And I don't know if that sometimes it seems offensive to say penny stock. It just, if it's under $5, it is. QuantumScape is actually recovering in the after hours, along with the Gevo and Dave & Buster's. QuantumScape up 3.6%, with these others around 2%. Marathon Digital finally showing some green here in the after hours. Zom and Darden. See, this is what's so weird. Is very little consistency. Look at that. Zom and Darden are like, what do they have to do with each other, and why are they down together? But it just shows you this. Well, it's almost like a convergence of some of the value stocks that have done very well, and you know, the momentum stocks that have also done very well, converging down now over this last like six week-ish cycle here. It's been very bizarre. All right, what else here? We've got Electromechanica, GameStop, and so on, all kind of heading for some more red in the after hours. Unfortunately, Redfin, ChargePoint, Pinterest, all much the same. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to end the live stream, but I'm going to post a video right after this, and it's going to be called "Warning: How Long the Crash Will Last." Watch that. It has a lot to do with this theory of why are indices going up and why are so many other things going down. So if you're curious about that, I am hitting post on that right now. Okay, I did it. It's live. We'll see you there. Thanks for being here, everyone. We'll see you in the next.